What just happened? The market basically turned the script around. Overnight, everything changed. People are screaming. One expert noticed something dubious going on. Are they not telling us straight? BlackRock's tremendous accumulation stops here, and this may affect Shiba Inu going forward. Shiba Inu could cut some zeros shortly. How is it happening? And what on earth am I even debating? Let me clarify, however. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. This is what's happening. Shiba Inu was on fire only days earlier, ascending steadily, and the exhilaration in the air was unbelievable. At last, people were sighing with satisfaction, as if they had just healed from the terrible losses they had endured throughout the preceding several weeks. This spike offered optimism after what seemed to be an unending length of seeing Shiba Inu plummet lower and lower. Social media was humming, traders were rejoicing, and for the very first time in a long time, Shiba Inu looked to have at last escaped the downward cycle. But nowadays, the narrative is quite different. The energy has turned upside down and in a bad manner. Shiba Inu has plunged quickly, and the trust that was developing only a few days ago is now erasing. Investors are stunned and attempting to make sense of it. Some freeze, not knowing whether to hang on or cut their losses before issues grow worse. Others are in denial, assuming this is just a little downturn before another rebound. Then some have seen this occur much too often before. Though they are aware of the erratic nature of the crypto market, they yet wonder, is this simply yet another huddle of difficulty? Alternatively, may something else be occurring? Once again, the anxiety is invading me. The buzz-generating enthusiasm is gradually transforming into doubt. However, here's the crucial point. This could just be a passing disappointment. One researcher believes Shiba Inu is truly getting ready for a major return. Well-known market observer Ali Martinez said that Shiba Inu still maintains above a critical support level, and we may see a significant 50% increase should consumers start bouncing back. He also hinted that if momentum gets up, a gathering towards a much higher price may be on call. And hunch over what? Shiba Inu dropped just below that crucial level a few hours ago, but then rebounced back up. That indicates that this price range is a real battlefield between vendors and buyers. Jevon Marks, another expert, likewise projects much optimism. He reported that the Shiba Inu is still following a breakthrough pattern originating far back in late 2022, just 1 week ago. Should that trend maintain, Shiba Inu might soar by around 500%, a shift that would fundamentally alter the rules. Should it occur, Shiba Inu's whole aura would become completely opposite. Not everyone, however, believes that a rally is imminent just soon. One significant problem, Shibarium appears to be losing appeal. It handled millions of transactions per day at the beginning of the year. Recent times, though, that figure has dropped to only a fraction of that. That's a significant decline. It may also indicate that fewer individuals are utilizing the network or that environmental interest is vanishing. Then, what comes next? While some experts believe we may see further losses initially, others feel a breakthrough is likely around the corner. The actual issue is, will the bulls rise and seize command? Alternatively, are we in for another drop prior to the next major relocation? The weird thing is this, however. The community is in surprise as an unbelievably enormous number of Shiba Inu just vanished from availability. A lot of the meme token supply has been burnt in the previous 24 hours, hence those coins are now locked away permanently in wallets nobody can ever get. Tens of millions of Shiba Inu have been eradicated in a few transactions, claims Shiba Burn. The most wild component? 2 of those moves alone accounted for almost all of it. Both took place in 1 hour. It was like somebody abruptly turning on the burn process's gas pedal. People usually start discussing about this type of abrupt shift. Does this indicate a new wave of demand in lowering supply? Alternatively, was it just one-time occurrence? Now everyone is eagerly watching to see if this momentum continues or whether it was only a passing flutter in the pan. You could still be wondering, however, what is really going on. Why is Shiba Inu's pricing moving in the current manner? Let us stand back and consider the whole situation. As usual, Bitcoin is central in all of it. And guess what? Bitcoin just suffered. Shiba Inu followed right behind. Mirroring the abrupt decline in the larger crypto market, the price of Bitcoin suddenly dropped down to the mid-80 level tonight. Still, why? Why is this behind it? Well, it seems that with a big meeting, former US President Donald Trump just changed the scene in the crypto domain. And even if you would have expected such sort of attention to generate greater buzz, things really went strangely. The craziness resides here. One analyst saw an unusual occurrence. Trump stepped out right after the conference and made a strong declaration. Never offer your Bitcoin for sale. That ought to have inspired confidence. Evidence he is totally supporting cryptocurrencies? Not quite either. Since then, what happened? Everybody purchased. The analyst even put a statement up online. Snapshot of Bitcoin's price graph showing a sharp sell-off right away after Trump's remarks. Furthermore, the caption, yet another Trump rug. That is a fraud. It's strange. Was this really just a fluke, or was there anything more underway? Were significant players previously scheduled to dump, using the summit's buzz to design a flawless departure? Alternatively, is there anything going on behind the curtain that the public is not being informed of? This also returns us to Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu usually follow every time Bitcoin shifts like this. It is like a domino effect. Meme currencies suffer an even more damage as Bitcoin begins to fall. Right now, we are precisely witnessing this. Here's the crucial question, however. Why did Bitcoin fall if it was allegedly being supported? Are lies being given to us? Exists anything large that we currently don't know about? Since if this was really meant to be a crypto-positive event, why does it seem like the exact opposite just occurred? Above all, what does this indicate for Shiba Inu in the next days? Regular investors, on the other hand, are precisely opposite the major players when they are panic selling. Consider BlackRock, the largest asset manager available worldwide. They merely turned the script and began purchasing after they dumped a lot of Bitcoin during the last week. This action stopped what may have been a third consecutive day of money leaving crypto ETFs by snapping a run of Bitcoin withdrawals. Why then does this matter now? Usually, it's not by mistake when companies like BlackRock start piling on. These folks do not make emotional choices. When they perceive possibilities, they move. Just days earlier, they were selling billions. Now, however, they are currently purchasing. This might be a clue, according to some experts, indicating institutional investors returning in. And what follows when large sums of money find their way back into Bitcoin? Shiba Inu comes first. Should this really be the beginning of yet another wave of institutional purchasing, it might suggest that the slump of today is only a premonition for what lies ahead. And here's the truth. Shiba Inu financiers are not pulling out regardless of how chaotic things become. They have experienced this previously. They recall 2021, when Shiba Inu transformed some early owners into billionaires by staging an incredible rise from being merely another meme currency. One does not easily forget such type of history, and it's precisely why so many people are still clinging on, waiting for the next major action. One pricing goal that keeps coming up is the amount that, for those who entered early, would indicate a life-changing return. Certain experts believed it's feasible. After breaking out of a critical pattern, Crypto Sheriff foresaw Shiba Inu setting poised for yet another huge run in 2024. Luckside Crypto, another crypto YouTuber, said that indications of momentum might be developing as large investors were piling up and resistance levels started to fade. Of course, nobody is persuaded exactly. Still, Shiba Inu owners are not releasing that readily. Having witnessed what this token can accomplish, they are awaiting another historic run. On this, however, what is your view? Write down below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.